And today I'm very excited. Today is my finale of the top 10 bourbons of the year. And today we're going to do a blind tasting of the top 5 to try to put them in order and decide which one is our bourbon whiskey of the year. But before we get started, again, I thank all of my viewers and my subscribers. If you're a first time out here, I really appreciate you giving my video, my channel, a chance in your bourbon whiskey knowledge and education, because there's a lot of YouTube channels out there. So I try to be honest up front and plain with everyone. No fancy graphics or anything like that. But again, thank you. And if you could take a second and subscribe to my channel, smash that alert button so you don't miss any of that great content that I have out there, right? And if you're a return viewer and you haven't subscribed, Santa knows who you are. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, okay? And then last but not least, if you could like the video, the YouTube algorithms like to look for those likes and everything. So it kind of sends them a message on who's getting viewership and what have you. And if you could comment on what was one of your favorite bourbons, whiskeys of the year, and everything. So, all right, so let's get right into what we have up in front of us today. So one of the products I have is the Peerless Double Oaked, and all of these, except for one, which I'll point out when I get to it, I've actually had a video on it so far. So the Peerless Double Oaked, I bought it back, I'm trying to think, in November, I believe it was. I stopped by the distillery. This is a distillery exclusive. I paid $134 for it, so it wasn't a cheap product, but I'm going to tell you, I absolutely love the Peerless Double Oaked and everything. So, and there's no mash bill information out there that I could tell. So if anybody has any intel on that mash bill, put it in the comments. I'd appreciate it. All right. So my second bourbon that's up for consideration is this Maker's Mark Private Selection. It was an Ohio exclusive release, and it was the Red Velvet. It's 109.1 proof, and it was bottled back in June of 2022. And what they do with these private selects to get the flavors that they're looking for, they put 10 staves in a Maker's foolproof barrel. And there's different staves that they have. There's actually 5 different staves. But they'll put 10, like a combination of them in there to get their flavors. So that's what we have right here. And it was 109.1 proof. And again, the Peerless Double Oak, okay, that was 109.1 proof as well, right? And on that Maker's Private Select, as with all Maker's products, the mash bill on that one is 70% corn, 16% wheat, it's a wheated bourbon, and 14% malted barley. All right. So number 3 in my consideration is this Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Select Hero Selection and everything. So I bought this bottle back in the summer on base here at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. Paid, I think, $65 for it. So this is an absolute great value. It was a hero selection because there's a gentleman that's a veteran, Navy veteran, that works for Jack Daniel's. He personally selected this barrel to bottle, and it was an exclusive release, to my knowledge, to the base exchanges across the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, and the Space Force, right? And it comes in at 129.9 proof. And as with all regular Jack Daniel's products, it's a 80% corn, 12% rye, and 8% malted barley. Okay, so the other one that I have up for you, my friend Troy out in Utah found this for me. The Midwinter's Night Dram Act 10. So this was the 2022 release, and I was super stoked to get it. I paid $135, I believe it was. So the mash bill on this, it's a blended rye, and it's also a finished rye. So they take one of their ryes is a 95% rye, 5% malted barley. And then they have a second rye that they blend in that's an 80% rye, 20% malted rye product. And they finish that product in port barrels, right? So it's definitely a rye product that I really enjoyed, and I did a video, like I said, on these first four. So the last one I haven't done a video review on, and it was a 2022 new release for Jack Daniel's this year. This Jack Daniel's Triple Mash Bottled and Bond. So it comes in like a bottled and bond. It's 100 proof, and it's a blended whiskey that is comprised of, I need to pay attention to the notes, the Jack Daniel's rye product, which is a 70% rye, and then the 20% of their regular Jack, which I've already talked about what that mash bill is, and then it had 20% of their American single malt product, which is 100% malted barley. Okay, so that's what we have up for considerations for Bourbon Whiskey of the Year. And this may be a little long video and everything, so but I just want to share this. And truth in advertising, the one thing I'll say is what you like may be different than what I like out there, right? So just keep that in mind, because I like a product doesn't mean that you will, okay? Or I have something number one, you might have it number 7 or 8, whatever, right? So just keep that in mind. And, you know, the price range on these, $135 down to $35. That Jack Daniel's Triple Mash cost me $35. So I kind of have a wide range of product here and everything. So, all right. And as far as availability on these, the Peerless Double Oak was a distillery exclusive. So, you know, it is available if you go down to the distillery in downtown Louisville. So, and then the Maker's Mark Private Select, the specific one that I have, the Red Velvet, it's an Ohio exclusive, and it was only available at that time, and it went fast. It's gone. I've been looking on the state website. It's gone. That Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Hero Selection, again, it was only released to the military bases out there. However, you can find other Jack Daniel's Single Barrel proofs out there, and they're all very good. But with any single barrel, they're all different, right? Midwinter's Night Dram, that is a limited release, and it is an allocated product, and it's kind of hard to find. I mean, if you're out in Utah where my friend Troy is at, it's easier to find. So other places, it's pretty allocated out there. And then the Jack Daniel's Triple Mash was widely released. You can find it at most any liquor store, I would say. It might take you 2 or 3 to find it, but you can definitely get it. So, all right, so let's get into our testings for the Bourbon of the Year, Whiskey of the Year, and I've got my notepad of what we're going to, if I need to make any notes on my release, what I'm going to consider out here. So, all right, so let's get into number 1. So on the nose, I'm going to nose all these first. So, okay. All right. So I get a little proof on this, not a whole terrible lot. a lot of sweetness on it, a whole lot of sweetness. Like corn, don't get a lot of barrel char at all. Okay, like just really sweet. And you know, the color on it, it has a good color. It's not terribly dark, but it's really good. So I'm just gonna make a note. Number 1 here is sweet, no oak. Okay. All right, number 2. Number 2 looks quite a bit darker. I mean, if I put them up next to each other, yep, number 2 is quite a bit darker. Okay, give it a little swirl. Okay. Not a lot of alcohol in that at all. I got a little alcohol in number 1, not a lot. But boy, that's like sweet. It doesn't just stick out to you as sweet, but it definitely has a sweetness to it and everything. Just maybe a little hint of like white pepper, like chocolate, like milk chocolate on it. Okay, so I would make a note of number 2. Sweet milk chocolate and some white pepper. Okay. All right. And then, you know, if I go and compare these two together, again, the alcohol is more there. No oak really per se. And here I don't get the oak, but I get definitely some chocolate to it. Okay. All right, so let's get into number 3 here. Okay. All right, sweet. Get a little oak on it, a little alcohol on it. Like honey. That's really good. And then the colors on those are pretty equal there, I would have to say. So if I had to make a note of number 3, lightly sweet. That'd be the biggest thing I would say. It's slightly sweet. Okay? And then number 4. Let's see what we got here on number 4. All right, so right there on the nose, I definitely get an oak presence. There seems to be proofy, a little proofier. It's like just more alcohol in it. Alcohol and oak, and some slight sweetness. Okay. And one thing I'm not trying to do is guess which one's which. Definitely not going there at all. You know, I don't want to try to be blinded, you know, have blind judgment here. Okay, so let's get into this one. So definitely dark. All right. Sweet. Little bit of an alcohol presence on it. Not a lot of oak to speak of. Get a little like raisin on it, like plum. Okay. Okay, so, you know, so far, I really, as far as the nose, I kind of preferred number 2 on the nose. It was just sweet and had a little bit of that white pepper in it and everything. So, but nothing here is really oaky or offensive and what have you. So, all right, so let's get into the nose on these. So good old, the first selection here. Let's see, give it a swirl. So cheers, my friends. All right. So it's like I get on the top of my palate, and on the front I get like a milk chocolate, like a honey, a little pepper, not a lot of, you know, the finish is kind of light to medium on it. The doesn't have a big Kentucky hug there, but the finish is pretty. You know, I said light to medium, but boy, I'm still getting a lot of just like milk chocolate. Yep. And very easy drinker and sipper and everything. So, but out of all of these, if I look at it, it has the lightest color. So, all right, so that's a good start. Okay, let's get into selection numero 2. Okay, so again, cheers, Southern Bourbon Whiskey Talk friends. All right. Got some more Kentucky hug on that one. It's like a coat your mouth very well. You know, it's almost kind of silky. Sticks. There's definitely an oak there, but it's very light oak. Chocolate. You know, and if I look back at my notes, I noted the milk chocolate. And I definitely get that and everything. Yep, definitely milk chocolate. Actually, more kind of in between. You know how chocolates have like percentage, like 70%, 80%, and the higher they go, they're more dark chocolate. This was more leaning toward darker chocolate than the first one. That was just a pure milk chocolate and everything. This is more on the end of a darker chocolate, but not dark chocolate. You know. So definitely like a little white pepper on that there. So, you know, if I had to, you know, tie me down right now, I would definitely put this one, number 2, ahead of number 1. So I'm going to pull that one back right now. Okay. So let's go in. And get number 3 here. Okay. Give her a swirl. Cheers, my friends. All right. Now that one had more pepper, like a bacon spice on it. You know, no chocolate there. good mouthfeel. Finish, medium to heavy. The finish on this one, I don't think was quite as good as this one right here. Okay. But very, very good. Let me just get a little another tasty of this. Not quite as a easy drinker as number one, but it was good nonetheless. So right now I would kind of have the first one slightly ahead of number three there, so I'll kind of line them up like that. Okay, let's clean my palate a little bit. Okay. All right, let's get into number four here. So, give it a little swirl. Cheers, my friends. All right. So that one had a little more bite to it. Not a whole lot of oak. I'm looking back at my notes on the nose. There's a little bit, but not a lot. Wasn't quite as strong on the palate as it was on the nose as far as that oak. There's definitely like a pepper there, bacon spice, like a molasses. So it's definitely well balanced, not sweet. Not overly sweet, shall I say, you know. Definitely more proofy. Okay, so just as of right now, I'm going to pull the second one back closer to me. That was the top one. I would probably have this one second, so... And then number one, third, and that one fourth so far. Finish is good. Definitely the alcohol is there, but it's a smooth, enjoyable drink and everything. So, the fact that, you know, it's still there with me. So, you know, between the second one and the fourth one, as far as the finish goes, you know, and how long it lasted and everything. So, all right, so let's get into the fifth and last one here. So, give it a swirl. Cheers, my friends. All right, that one definitely different. Not like sweet chocolate, but like plum, like kind of. It definitely tastes as, and I'm not trying to guess what these are, but it definitely tastes like a finished product, like a, you know, a wine there. So I almost know what that is, but you know, I'm not going to try to cloud my judgment there. Solid finish, not a lot of Kentucky hug there. So, just as of right now, I think I would have that one, the last one third, my first one fourth, and this one fifth. So, But I'm going to go back and kind of do some comparisons real quick. So, all right. So I think I want to go in and bump number 2 and number 4 together. Okay. All right. So very pleasant, silky. Very good. Okay. And then this one. Again, a lot more alcohol there. Got some sweetness, light oak. Very solid finish. It's definitely not a one of those smooth sippers like number 2 here, but it's a very enjoyable bourbon for sure, whiskey. So, but as far as just an experience, I'd be more leaning to come back for right now. I would choose this second one over this one, but this one's very good. Okay. All right, so now I want to go in and compare the 5th one and the 4th one here. All right, again, don't get the like chocolate sweetness like I do on the other 4, so that's more along the lines of fruity, honey, definitely, you know, a little pepper on it. So very, very good and very enjoyable. Okay, and if I had to go back and let me get into this one, okay. Yeah, a lot more proof there, sweet. Okay, so right now, you know, my final answer is going to be this one's first and this one's second, but you know, I got to go back in here and compare. I'm pretty darn sure that that one's the 5th place finish, but I'll let it set for now. Now let me get back into this one. Yep. Low proof on it. It's like really milk chocolate, you know. More of a one-trick pony, I would say, compared to these other selections. Very smooth, very enjoyable, desserty. So I would place that one 4th right now. This one 3rd. And let me go back in just to make sure that this is my 5th place selection. Yeah. Again, more of a one-trick pony, really kind of sweet. More alcohol-y on it, if that makes sense. So that would kind of be the differentiator between the first and third one. So I feel very good about how I have these ranked and everything. So let me go ahead and put them in order here. So this one to my left, this is first place. Okay, this is going to be my second place finisher today. Then this is going to be third. This will be fourth. And this is going to be fifth. All right, so that's kind of how I have them ranked from my left to my right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. All right, so let's go and do a reveal on these. And I'm gonna make notes here, so I'm jot this down. So in fifth place, what do we have here? We have number 2. It has a 2 on the bottom. And number 2 was really, I thought that was a finished, no I didn't, I'm sorry. I did not think that was a finished product at all. So that's a little shocking. Maker's Mark Red Velvet comes in 5th. Maker's Mark Private Select Red Velvet, 5th. Okay, I'll kind of set that to the side. So, and I'm looking at my notes as I go back over that one. So that was the first one that I tasted. Actually, no, that was, let me think. That was the third one that I tasted, and I got lightly sweet on it. So so that one I have in 5th place, the Maker's Mark Private Select, the Ohio exclusive, the Red Velvet, is in 5th place today. All right. So I'm just surprised because of the profile that I got off of it. So, all right, so let's get into what's 4th place, and that is number 4. Number 4 was, this is not really a surprise. This is the Jack Daniel's Triple Mash. All right, this was the least expensive bottle that I had in my selection. So I'll kind of scoot these down a little bit. So that was a $35 bottle. The Private Select was a $65 bottle. So that was my 4th place finisher, and that was my first one out there. And again, it was sweet, no oak and everything on it. So, and you know, I tried not to guess what was what and everything. And I know these both, when I taste them, have strong, like, milk chocolate presence on them. So, kind of does line up with what I thought. So, all right. So, 3rd place is, let's see, number 1. Peerless Double Oak. Now that's a little bit of a shocker for me. Peerless Double Oak is in 3rd place. So that was, I'm trying to think where that was at in my selection. That was my 4th one out there. You know, I made notes of alcohol, some oak. It was lightly sweet and everything. So I got that one marked in 3rd place. And the weird thing, no. So that one is 3rd place. So definitely not disappointed so far. And again, all these were really good. So, all right, in 2nd place, what do we have? We have number 3. Number 3. Wow. Jack Daniel's Hero Select Barrel Proof. Jack Daniel's Hero Select Barrel Proof coming in at number 2. Okay. Again, I'm not surprised that came in second or first at all. It's definitely Jack Daniel's, the single barrels, the barrel proofs has always been something I've enjoyed. So I'm not shocked there at all. So let me move. I'll just go ahead and move these down make room for the winner. Okay. Okay. So let me make sure my notes are up to date. So 3rd, 5th, 2nd, 4th, and number 1. The Midwinter's Night Dram 2022 release, Act 10. So the weird thing is, this was my second one. I don't know if my palate's off today, but I got a strong presence of like a darker chocolate on it. I didn't get a sense it was a finished product or a rye at all. So yeah, I do a little now. It's amazing when you know what something is. You get things in your mind and how it transfers to your palate. But that's why you do things blind, to see what you prefer, what you like. And, this was very good. And what sent it over the top, it's definitely got the sweetness there, but it's, and it's a pleasant drinker. It's got a good mouthfeel on it, good finish. You could just have quite a few of these to drink and you would be very pleased and very happy. So man, that's good. So as I read the back of this, let's see here, it gets in, talks about finished in port barrels. The rye from a beautiful base of vanilla, caramel, and cinnamon, while the port barrels provide notes of plum, dried fruit, and spice. Yeah, but I do get like a more toward a darker chocolate on it. So, comment what you get off of this. If you've had the Act 10, the Midwinter's Night Dram, everybody's palates are different, obviously. But that was really, really good today. And if you forced me when I got started, what I thought was going to finish first and second, I would have said the Peerless Double Oak and the Jack Daniel's single barrel would have finished in the top 2. And I thought the triple mash Jack Daniel's probably would have been 4th or 5th, which it was. And then that Maker's Mark Private Select I thought would be 3rd and 4th, competing with the Dram there. But man, that Dram is just good, and that's why you blind test stuff, and you don't necessarily go off of a brand. You don't go off necessarily what a lot of the whiskey tubers say, even me. I can give you ideas. Everybody's palates are different. But today, that is my number 1, and it's a smooth drinker, and it's a rye. It's a high rye product. Keep that in mind. But I'm gonna tell you, man, that port finish just tames that rye down in such a way, and I like ryes as well. But it's just well balanced, and I think that's why it came out the way it did. So that is my number 1. So again, put your comments out there on what products you enjoyed this year. I'd like to hear from you and everything. I'll put in my notes out there when I post the video, the order again. So, but Midwinter's Night Dram came in first, and not too far behind was that Jack Daniel's Single Barrel. And I think the differentiator, while that Jack Daniel's Single Barrel proof was delicious, absolutely delicious, it just wasn't as smooth as this product right here. Okay. All right, friends, thank you for your time. That's it. That's my best of 2022. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, support my channel. I'd appreciate it. Comment, like the video. Until next time, happy holidays to everyone. Enjoy college football, bowl season, and go Vols. All right, thank y'all.